Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about differentiating between high context and low context, which will be tackled by me, Sasuke Pantas. And let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. First, let's understand what context is. So we're gonna read this. So context in communication refers to the circumstances, environment, or background that surrounds a message and which works together to determine its meaning. On short term, it means to clarify an event, an idea, or something else because it means to clarify a meaning. So now we know what context is. Let's tackle the two contexts, which are the high context communication and the low context communication. First, let's read the high context communication. High context communication relies heavily on nonverbal cues, shared history, and the overall context of the situation in these cultures. Much of the information is unspoken. Meaning is derived from elements like body language, tone of voice, social styles, and long-standing relationship. So, in shorter term, high context is indirect. It is something that can be easily understood due to shared practices or shared understanding on the long time that both have been together. Like for an example, it is the okay sign. For others, the okay sign means the okay sign. But to senior high school and University of Cebu Banilad, the okay sign means asking for it's a meaning of asking for a teacher. I mean, it's a asking for a permission to a teacher if they may go to the bathroom. So high context is a indirect communication. It has a lot of hints that only two people can understand. So that what is high, not just two by the way. It can be a group which can be understood due to its practices, due to them come to an understanding that this signature or this word will have a different meaning, or this what do you call this gesture. What I mean is this gesture means something. So now let's talk about the low context communication. So low context communication prioritize direct and explicit verbal message. The meaning is conveyed primarily through spoken and written words with little reliance on context. Communication is straightforward and clear, leaving little room for misinterpretation. So, my bad. So, in shorter terms, low context is direct. It does not have any meaning or anything else. It is clear and direct, no hints, and depend mainly on spoken or written. So, in the following statement, it stated that the United States and many European nations are considered low context cultures. And the reason behind this is because we all know that English is a number one used language due to its easy understanding, and it's really heavily practiced by a lot of nations. And by speaking this language, we can easily interact with other cultures or with other people that are from different nations. So to gather more knowledge about high context communication and low context communication, let's understand the characteristics. First, let's talk about the high context culture. The characteristics of high context culture is first is indirect messages. People don't say things straight out; they hint or suggest instead. So just like I said earlier, it is indirect, and the only ones that could sometimes understood this is those people that shared this practice. So the second is meaning can depend on tone, gestures, and silence. How something is said matter more than the actual words. So uh, the reason behind this is because of, like I said earlier, it is because of the shared understanding due to due to time progressing. It is less explanation, more shared understanding. People assume you already know the background or situation. So yeah, that explains the two characteristics. So let's go to the fourth characteristic, which is avoids direct disagreement. Saying no, arguing openly is often avoided to keep peace. And lastly, values relationship in harmony. Keeping good relationship is more important than being clear or honest. Let's talk about the low context culture characteristics. It is direct and words carry full of meaning. You don't need to guess the message. The message. You don't need to guess the message. The message is in the words. It is clear in detailed communication. Everything is explained so there's no confusion. So straight to the point. See ya. And fourth is openly disagreement is okay. People can say I disagree and it's not seen as rude. And lastly, it values honesty and clarity. Being truthful and clear is more important. Now that we're done with the characteristics, let's give a situations. Now for high context situation, a Japanese manager, Mr. Nakamura, invites an employee to a meeting. He says, "The cherry blossoms are beautiful this year." The employee understands that the meeting will discuss a sensitive topic. The comment is a subtle hint to approach the conversation with care and respect. So as you can see, it was indirect, but due to its shared practices and understanding, they easily understand that it is a sensitive topic. Now let's move to low context situation. A German manager, Herr Schmidt, emails an employee, "Please submit your project report by Friday 3 p.m. It should include the budget analysis and timeline." The employee is expected to follow the explicit instruction. So as you can see, it was direct. It gives a lot of more context into it, and that is it for high context and low context. I hope that you guys learn a lot of things despite me stuttering. And that's all. Thank you, goodbye, and God bless.